Today, I'm diving into a wild experiment to see what really happens when the US dollar takes global control. Can it actually change the game? The US dollar's influence on the global economy is a critical topic in today's world. With its status as a global reserve currency, the dollar plays a huge role in international trade and finance. As the dollar continues to gain dominance, there are potential risks and challenges that arise. One major concern is economic instability in other countries. When a country's currency is closely tied to the dollar, it can be vulnerable to fluctuations in the dollar's value. This can lead to inflation, debt crises, and even economic collapse. Countries like Argentina and Turkey have experienced this firsthand, with their currencies closely tied to the dollar. The dollar's dominance can also lead to a loss of economic sovereignty for other countries. When a country's economy is heavily influenced by the dollar, it can limit its ability to implement independent monetary policies. This can make it difficult for countries to respond to domestic economic challenges, as they're forced to prioritize the dollar's value over their own economic needs. The impact on global trade can be significant, with countries being forced to adapt to the dollar's fluctuations. The relationship between the dollar and other currencies can be complex. Some countries have tried to reduce their dependence on the dollar by diversifying their reserves and promoting their own currencies. But the dollar's influence runs deep, and it's not easy to imagine a scenario where it doesn't remain a dominant force in global finance. The US dollar's rise to global dominance is a story that spans decades. After World War II, the dollar emerged as a global reserve currency, replacing the British pound. The 1971 Nixon shock, where the US abandoned the gold standard, further solidified the dollar's position. Today, the dollar's role in global finance is unparalleled, and its impact on international relations is significant. The dollar's value can affect everything from trade agreements to geopolitical tensions. A significant event that highlights the dollar's power is the 2008 global financial crisis. The crisis showed how the dollar's fluctuations can have far-reaching consequences, from the U.S. housing market to global trade. The dollar's value surged during the crisis, as investors sought safe haven assets. This had a devastating impact on countries with currencies closely tied to the dollar, as well as those with large dollar-denominated debts. The dollar's influence can also be seen in the way countries manage their foreign exchange reserves. Many countries hold large reserves of dollars, which they use to stabilize their own currencies and manage economic shocks. But this can also create a problem, as countries are forced to hold large amounts of dollar-denominated assets, which can be vulnerable to fluctuations in the dollar's value. The implications of the dollar's global control are far-reaching. In summary, the dollar's dominance can lead to economic instability in other countries, limit their economic sovereignty, and create complex relationships between currencies. So, what do you think the future holds for the US dollar? Will it continue to dominate global finance, or are there challenges on the horizon that could threaten its status? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're interested in learning more about economic trends and how they might impact your investments, be sure to check out my video on related topics.